Hello everyone, welcome back to another recipe series. This is our next installment. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to do ingredients. So on this one, we are actually going to work with our 2 extra large units. We sell these on our website at www.storecda.com. These we sell at the very best price that you can get them for. That's $4,595 plus tax, with free shipping nationwide right now. So again, we are going to do eggs in one and milk in the other. So stick around and we'll be right back. Okay, so we cracked 10 dozen eggs here, which you saw on our sped up version. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take and we're going to start ladling this into our trays. We're going to start with one tray that's already in the freezer. We're going to fill that up. Then we're going to use what we have on our website, which is tray stackers. So we sell these. Harvest Right does not have any accessories for the XL yet. But these corner pieces do work for the XL trays, and we're going to use them today. So this will allow you to pre-freeze and stack your XL trays in the freezer. So let's get to it here. All right, 10 dozen eggs, here we go. So it's obviously easier to put our eggs in here when the tray's already sitting in here level. So I'm gonna add a little bit more here. All right. Okay, so there's our first tray. Now I'm gonna go get the stackers and the next tray. So here's our next tray. We'll get 4 of our stackers. All right. So what we'll do is we'll put one right there, one right there, one right here, and one right here. Okay, there we go. All right, let's get our eggs. All right. Our next tray here. So we pre-freeze everything, whether it's stew, eggs, milk. We believe that that's the way to go. Just a little bit more here. Alright, let me go get the next tray. 4 more stackers. Now these stackers, they're really inexpensive when it comes to accessories. To set up enough stackers for your XL, we sell, it's basically a 20 pack, and these are on our website in our Harvest Right area. So you're more than free to get these to help with your stacking. They definitely come in handy. We will get the eggs. All right. There is 10 dozen eggs here. 120 eggs on 3 trays. That is amazing. These XLs are huge. All right. So we'll get to cracking. Okay, we got another 10 dozen eggs here. We got our stackers going for our 4th tray. Let's load her up. This is good. So another thing that you can do too with your scrambled eggs, if you like to add a little bit of cream or you know, like a butter or some kind of additive to your eggs, go right ahead, add those in at this level. And you know, we're just doing this our way. Do it your way. There's no secret to it. It's just scrambled eggs. So, but this XL, it's unbelievable how many eggs you're gonna get out of this. 20 dozen eggs is what we got. I've heard people getting 288 eggs on theirs, close to 290 or something like that. But you know what? You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to fill it all the way to the brim. I mean, unless you're really trying to ration out your XL, just fill, you know, so that way it's comfortably set up for your next run here. This is, one didn't get beaten here. Hold on, let me see if I can find this one. All right, well, let's pour out the next tray. All right. Perfect. Now we got room for one more. All right. Let's get these. All right. These stackers are awesome, and they're cheap. You know, obviously the tray lids are your best bet to completely protect your food, but these stackers are worth their weight in gold, especially right now until Harvest Right comes out with their accessories for the XL. Right now is these are just 3D printed, and they fit perfectly in here. Now with these, I do like to fill these and place these while they're sitting down on a stable level environment like our freezer. So we don't run the risk of carrying a tray over and spilling the contents of the tray. These stackers do wobble, so you'll have to be careful, but all right, perfect. Okay, so there is 6 trays of eggs. Wonderful. All right, thank you. Okay, we'll let these pre-freeze and then we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to our egg video here. So these have pre-freezed for 24 hours now. As you can see, nice and frozen. A lot of eggs. So the first thing we're gonna do though is we're gonna actually fill our oil canister here. That's one thing that we haven't really discussed much in any of our episodes, is the actual filling of the canister. Now what we do on here is you just pull off the demister. There is an O-ring on here, so make sure the O-ring stays on. If sometimes you'll see it sitting right here on the actual top. If it's there, that's fine. But this is actually where you pour the oil. So we're gonna fill her on up here, and then we'll start our freeze drying adventure. So these eggs, you know, if you have chickens or if you have a great sale going on at like Costco or something like that, or one of these other major retailers, you know, utilize that. You know, you see some of these pre-manufactured freeze-dried food places, and they are charging just an absolute insane amount for freeze-dried eggs right now. So utilize your machine. You know, I mean, you're essentially you're paying pennies on the dollar compared to what they sell these at for. So I mean, even if you pay a higher price on the front end with you know, 5 dozen eggs, it's still going to be cheaper than going and getting pre-freeze dried eggs. So okay, so we're back. Sorry, I had to look at the sight glass a little bit clearer here. So you want the sight glass on this machine. You want the oil, the line right about halfway, and try to keep your pump away from your freeze dryer as far as possible. So, and you don't have to wrench on this. You don't have to get it super tight, but it is you know, just get it on there hand tight. So we're going to turn our freeze dryer on, and we're going to start the cooling process here. So with this XL, you're going to see it pop up with a purple display here. It says commercial on it. And before I get too carried away, July 1st, the new XLs come out, and they are amazing. You can pre-order them on our website at www.storecda.com, and they have some really amazing features coming up that's going to blow your mind. I don't want to go into any details about what they are yet, but it's worth mentioning that it's cool. So anyways, so here we go. We got our Harvest Right commercial. We're going to customize our settings here. Okay, our initial freeze we're going to bring down to -20. Our target mTOR on this, you can set your target. I usually set it at 250. Our extra dry time we're going to pump up to 24 hours on these eggs, which is maxed out. And our dry temperature we're going to lower to 115 on these. So on a normal, like if you were to hit reset, normal temperature setting is 125. I like to reduce it a little bit down to 115 with eggs, because you don't want to run the chance of any cooking to occur at all. So anyways, so negative 20 initial freeze. Our target mTOR is 250. Extra dry time is 24 hours. Our dry temperature is 115. So we're going to save those settings and we're going to start our machine. All right. So on the XL displays, you can see temperature readings at different locations on your rack. So these are way more intricate than your standard machine, your medium or your large. These have way more sensors. This is designed for so much more commercial grade use, essentially. So, you know, you may have a giant family, a big family, and you're not using it for commercial purposes, but the settings on these are designed for large capacity items. Obviously these trays are ginormous. So this machine will do, I believe it's 30 pounds of food in one go. So while this is cooling, let's start weighing our trays. Again, always weigh your trays. So on this first one, we have 6 pounds, 14 ounces. All right, this next one. 7 pounds, 14 ounces. All right, and we have 6 pounds, 11 ounces. This one. 8 pounds even. All right. And this one, 7 pounds, 5 ounces. Yeah, and then finally our last tray. Is 7 pounds, 7 ounces. Okay, so let's move this to the side. I'm going to put these on the side of the machine, not on the glass, folks. Okay. £8. We go right up top, and then you go right here. So 1, 2. All right. So this is going to take 15 minutes. It's going to cool down. It's going to get down to a perfect temperature, so that way we can load our trays, and we'll come right back. Thank you. Okay, we're back. So we're going to load these into our freeze dryer now. So this one goes right down here. This one next. All right, and this one. This one. Okay, they are all loaded now. So again, I welcome you to check out our website, www.storecda.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we're going to have, you know, all sorts of recipes coming up. Even not just recipes, we're going to do single items as well, like the eggs. Our next series, we're actually going to do milk. We're going to fill up an XL full of milk. And then we'll go into, you know, peas, carrots, vegetables, maybe even do some trays of ground beef. So keep that in mind. We got some good stuff coming up. So thank you for watching, and we will come back briefly with these ready to pack. Hi, welcome back. We're glad that you're joining us. This is the final installment of our eggs. So we did 240 eggs, 20 dozen, and we put them in our freeze dryer, our XL. We filled up all 6 trays, and they are now ready to come out. Look at those beautiful eggs. Every one of these is perfectly done. You can tell by just how simply they powder up. Look at that. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful eggs. Now, the one thing that you want to verify when you, when the cycle's done or it says it's complete, is you want to feel. I use gloves, and I hope that you do too at home, but feel for any cold spots. If you feel any cold spots, then the ice crystals haven't left. So that's how you tell, the easiest way to tell if you have moisture remaining in your food. So all of these are warm. It should feel warm, because while the perimeter of the machine is still -20, -30 or whatever, these are still at, with the heating elements, you know, between 150 and 125 or whatever. So that being said, these should be 125-ish or warm to the touch. So that being said, let's go ahead and start scooping our eggs into our bowl here. Lots of beautiful eggs. So many eggs. Now the good thing about these eggs, so while we did pre-freeze them, which helps minimize the chances of an explosion or a blowout, the good thing about these eggs, doing them raw, is when you reconstitute these with water, I'm going to tell you right now, you cannot tell the difference between freshly scrambled and freeze dried. Just put a little bit of water, or what I'll do is I'll, you know, just get a little bowl, put, you know, a cup of eggs in there, and, you know, just start adding water until you get the consistency of runny, scrambly eggs. And then, you know, add your, you know, like I'll add some typically I'll add like a little bit of milk. And some people I know, like some of the restaurants, put just a little bit of pancake batter or something like that in there. You know, season it however you want. There's no, you know, I'm not going to get into the finer details of scrambled egg recipes, but you know, it's easy. Yeah, and like I said, you cannot tell the difference between these eggs and freshly cracked eggs when you make them from raw. So, all right, let's grab our next tray. Okay, and again, check for any cold spots. There are none. All right. So I like to do this into a mixing bowl, especially with these extra large trays. If you got a big enough mixer bowl, that is. It's so much easier to get these trays out of the way and then just scoop out of a bowl. You know, if you got to use them out of the trays, you know, that's fine. But for the most part, this is super simple, super easy. Get it in a bowl. Tray to the side. I like to scoop them up a little bit or crush them up a little bit. Just makes it easier to bag. You can already tell we got quite a bit of eggs off of just 2 extra large trays. Now, Harvest Right has just released their new XL, and this thing has 7 trays. And it's stainless, so there is a little bit of a price increase. Those retail for $49.95 on our website at storecda.com, and the price increase is mainly because of the stainless that they added to the exterior here. So they no longer carry the black. Everything is stainless now, yeah, as far as the XLs go. But the cool thing, all their other models got an extra tray too. So starting July 1st, and we are taking pre-orders now on our website. So starting July 1st, their mediums will go from 4 trays to 5 trays. The larges will go from 5 trays to 6 trays. And of course the XLs are now 7 trays. So lots of big things happening with Harvest Right. I know they upgraded a lot of their internal components, and the components are, you know, Harvest Right is continually trying to fix, you know, their software, their programming, everything they can do to try to make their product run better, faster, stronger, yeah, with less chance of it breaking. So I applaud Harvest Right on this new release, because this new release is supposed to be really, really good. So kudos to Harvest Right. That being said, look at that. We got 3 trays in here now. We almost got a whole mixing bowl full of eggs. Lots of bags we're going to use today. So when we get to the bagging part, I'll do another fast forward. But as of right now, let's see if we can get another tray in here. Oh yeah, these are nice and done. Look at that, just peels right out of there. Don't even need a scoop. So, lots of good stuff. Get these eggs all done up here, and we'll start the bagging process. I'll go in and I'll start explaining how I like to bag. That's the bagging part is where you're going to want to do the math. And so what I typically do is I'll weigh, and then I'll divide by, say, 10, 15, 20. Just because, or 10, 20, 30 bags, especially for the XL, for the amount of product you're going to be doing. And the reason being is the oxygen absorbers comes in bags of 10. And so you only want to open up 10 at a time. You can't, unfortunately with oxygen absorbers, you can't just open a bag, take one out, and then put the rest back. once that bag's open and exposed to air, you have to use all 10 or throw the rest away. So that's why I like to do everything in multiples of 10. So see if we can get one more tray in here. Oh yeah, nice and done. Look at this, see if I can get it. Oh man, yeah, we love freeze-dried eggs. Our family eats these. You know, they're great for taking camping. They're great in your pantry. They're great in an emergency situation. You know, a lot of people will cook their eggs and then, you know, then freeze dry it. But there's ways that you can mess that up and have almost a rubbery consistency. So I tell everybody, if you're going to do eggs, just do them raw, you know, and you know, if you can handle scrambled eggs and, you know, you have a way to cook them out in the field, you know, or wherever you're going to be using them, you know, in an emergency situation if the power is out, honestly, forced to use, you know, like a fire or something like that, you know, to heat up or cook with, you know, that's just one of the things that we have to do in order to survive. So cooking some eggs, I mean, it goes along with that. You can do pre-cooked eggs. Like I said, there's a fine line, there's tricks to it, there's things that you want to avoid. I'm not going to go into full details about that, but to slip up, miss a step, overdo it, and when you reconstitute it, have really rubbery eggs. So, but these come back to life perfectly, and you cook them. And there's a million videos on YouTube of people that are doing freeze-dried eggs, and every single one of them has a taste test in it where it's fresh scrambled or freeze-dried scrambled, cooked from raw. And I've yet to see anyone without just being lucky guess which one is which. So, all right, almost done here. 6 trays fit perfectly in this bowl. So well, I thank you so much for being a part of this video series and helping us make this happen. We are so grateful for you, and we hope that you hit that subscribe button, and that little bell next to the subscribe button lets you know when we put new content on our channel, and gives you just a, you know, like an alert on your phone. You know, Sunblessed Farms has released a new video, or whatever it says. So we hope that you subscribe. We hope that you like our content, and we hope that you know, you continue to follow us and continue to learn with us. You know, we are always studying new techniques, new ways to do things, and you know, as soon as we learn something, we're going to put content out and try to help you with it. We want you to have the best freeze drying experience as possible. So we're going to do everything that we can to make that happen. So, final note, this is all done now. You have on your screen right here, it says process complete. Open your drain valve, which I did. No defrost, more dry time or defrost. If there was any cold spot on your tray at all, which means it's not done, you would add more dry time. And I would go, if there's cold spots, I would go up to, you know, 12, 14 more hours, you know, or just, you know, 10 to 12 hours, and then check again. Don't think that, oh, it'll be done in another hour or so. Don't risk it. Throw another 10, throw another 12 hours at it, if you know, it is what it is. And if your cycle, the 12 hours, say, ends in the middle of the night while you're sleeping, this will stay in an almost neutral environment until you're able to pull them out after the cycle completes. So don't feel like, oh, I gotta wake up at 3:30 in the morning now to go check the eggs. You're fine. Wake up in the morning, check the eggs, see if they're dry again. If they're not dry still, add some more dry time. Just continually add dry time. You want to make sure that there is zero in this, otherwise it will create an environment that will pester or be perfect for bacterial growth, mold, botulism, all the other nasty things. So it has to be dry. I cannot stress that enough. So now that we've verified everything's dry, we're going to hit defrost. All right, now it says keep drain valve open, remove product from dryer, and close the doors. So we're going to hit continue. Now everything's in a defrost. So now that that's done, let's go ahead and weigh our eggs here. We have over 7.5 pounds of eggs out of 240. So, huge amount of eggs. If I remember right, we had 7, 14, 20, 34, 37. We had 41 pounds of eggs going in. Now we have 7 pounds basically coming out minus the 10-ounce bowl. So that is a huge ratio. So now let us start the bagging process. We sell these accessories on our store, www.storecda.com. Scroll down to where it says Harvest Right products, click that tab, and it'll take you right to all of our Harvest Right lineup. We have everything on there from new impulse sealers, new bags, oil, anything you can need, trays. We have silicone mats, silicone dividers, everything that you'll need for your freeze drying experience we carry on our store. We even have our stackers that we sell on our own. Those are a great addition to have, as you've seen in this video. They help with stacking in our freezer. So again, all your accessories are on our store, www.storecda.com. So let me grab my handy dandy marker and content, eggs, and always put the date. Today is the 16th, June 16th, 23. Okay. So I like to use these. These are just canning supplies. Put it in your bag right here, hold it open, and scoop. Yep. Easy way to fill up. Yep, just tap her on down. I know you have these contraptions that stand on a table and you put your bag underneath and it helps you load, but honestly, these work great. There's other things out there that probably work better, but you know, this has done us wonders. So we're going to continue to just keep using these. So we got ourselves a good little bit in here. Let's weigh our bag. Okay, I'm gonna add just a little bit more. Once the bag's open too, if you got yourself a nice scoop, like these ice scoops, these work good too. So once the bag's open, you directly just scoop right in there. All right, let's see where we're at now. Perfect. So I'm gonna put so we got 8 ounces in here. 8 ounces of eggs. Now I'm going to set this aside. I'm not going to open my oxygen absorbers yet. You want to do that after you got all your bags open. After all your bags are laid out, then you just drop. That way you minimize the amount of time that they're open to the air. So let's get our next bag out. Eggs. 6, 16, 23. And we have, you can hear the ice starting to thaw right behind us. So that chamber is warming up. Right now it says it's 93 degrees in there. So all that ice that accumulates on the side is starting to fall down, and you can hear it as it collapses. So, all right. Another thing you can do too is you can just bag like normal, and then count how many bags at the end of it, and if you need to add 2 or 3 more bags, you can take a scoop and a half, or a scoop out of each bag, whatever you got to do to make it at that nice 10 number or multiple of 10, and that'll allow you to easily assess how close you are, if you need to maybe put more material in a bag, or whatever you got to do to be able to maximize the amount of oxygen absorbers, because they come in multiples of 10, like I said. So if you got 18 bags after you scooped everything in, then you can open up 2 more bags and just steal a little bit out of each bag to make them even. And there you go. So we got 8 ounces in here now. All right. Okay, so we'll be right back. I'm gonna breeze through this real quick with the super high speed lens going, so you'll be able to see me get all these bagged up, and then I'll come back and we'll start dropping the oxygen absorbers in, and we'll start impulse sealing. So stay tuned. Okay, welcome back. Again, I'm Michael Taylor. So you just saw the speed up, super speed version of us filling these bags. So what I did is I did pull out 2 ounces per bag on the one. So these are actually 6 ounces, not 8 ounces, to be able to make this as close as possible. I was only able to get 9 bags of the 4 ounce. I mean, I can do like I tell you to do and scoop out some more, but honestly, throwing out 1 oxygen absorber is not worth the time. So we got 2 of our 10 packs of our Harvest Right oxygen absorbers. So we got 20 of these out, ready to go. We got our pen to finish marking off our 4 ounce bags. And speaking of that, I'm gonna bring these over here. And I'll write 4 ounces on these real quick. Should only be 1 more. I really hope you're enjoying the recipe series here. Now that we're done with eggs, our next series is going to be milk. So that one is going to be in our extra large as well. So we're excited to bring you these series, and would like to try to get as many people comfortable with their freeze dryers as possible. And that's the whole point of this series, is to be able to help you, the consumer, whether you bought a machine from us or not, to just get comfortable with the settings, you know, the recipes, all that, and you know, to be able to make your experience more enjoyable and to make you an expert. You know, these are a lot of people get nervous with these things because it's a lot of science that they don't understand. So that's why we're trying to help everybody in this series as much as possible. So we're going to get our impulse sealer ready. The settings for these bags, I'm going to go all the way to 7. Actually, I'm going to go all the way to 8. These are thick bags. So let's throw our oxygen absorbers in. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 4-ounce, and 1 in the 6-ounce. And like I said, I'm gonna wind up throwing one of these away because it just wasn't worth the effort. So all right, they're all in the bag, so let's get to sealing. Now remember, your tear lines are right here. So these little notches on the side of the bag, you want to seal directly above them. So what I do is I line up those seals just right to the front of where it touches the pad, and press down till that light goes off, and I give it a couple extra seconds, and voila. That is a perfectly sealed bag. You want to verify also that this is clear of any debris where the sealing is going to take place. If there's anything trapped in there, you could potentially cause moisture or the environment to seep back into this bag and spoil your food. Everything you do with this machine, you have to be critical to eliminate any contamination. And contamination could be something as simple as just something that would allow moisture into the bag. So all right, just knock out our 4-ounce bags here. Yeah, I can't stress enough, for the safety of your family, for the safety of anybody who eats your food, you need to verify and re-verify and triple verify that there's no moisture in the food, that your oxygen absorber's in here, and that you have a good seal. Now, you probably can't see it, but that is a full seal right there. If it looks like some of it, just a thin line is sealed, but the rest you can kind of see the pattern of the actual pad, you know, that's not sealed. You want to see a full seal for your product to be considered sealed. So again, verify there's no debris, no dust, nothing on the bag, and seal it. Verify those notches are right to the front of where the heat pad is, and then hold it down till the light goes away and give it an extra second. There's no rush. Never ever ever rush with your freeze dryer. It's just not worth it. You don't want to run the risk of getting you or someone you love sick. So, you know, food safety is no joke, and that's one thing that you don't see a lot and the discussions on YouTube and a lot of these channels, they're just giving you tips and advice on how to cook or how to bag or, you know, things like that. You don't see a lot of people stressing the importance of food safety. One good thing that I recommend doing for everybody, if you have the opportunity, is, you know, go to your county's health department, and they offer food safety courses that restaurant workers need to have in order to work at their restaurants and stuff like that. But that course right there discusses the importance of food safety. And you know, you never know, you might learn something that you can apply to your freeze drying techniques, or how you prepare food for your freeze dryer. But again, I can't stress enough how important food safety is when it comes to these machines. So, and I'm going to keep beating that horse throughout every single one of these series, is you know, double check, triple check, quadruple check for anything that can cause contamination. So I really hope that you're enjoying these series. We, you know, Dustin and myself, we strive to help answer as many questions as possible for so many people that have, you know, they just kind of get thrown to the wolves. You know, their machine shows up, they didn't read the manual, you know, they didn't do any due diligence, kind of scouring the groups on Facebook, or, you know, all the freeze drying channels, the YouTube channels and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden their machine shows up and they don't know what to do. So we get calls like that all the time. Hey, how do I run this thing? So, you know, that's kind of what inspired us to be able to offer this series, is to be able to help answer questions like that. Because, I mean, ultimately, your happiness with this product and this experience is what drives our business. You know, because word of mouth from you, word of mouth from our customers, is what brings us new customers. And we pride ourselves on being a beacon of information for anybody to be able to rely on, to be able to make sure that their product is used correctly and efficiently. And, you know, just, we want to make you happy. We want you to be able to use this machine as much as possible, get your pantry stocked, you know, take control of your food supply. You know, I own a nonprofit called Mana Wildfire Logistics, and I encourage everybody to check out their website, www.mana wildfire.com. And the one thing that we do with this nonprofit is we go into communities that are ravaged by forest fires, and the people that are evacuated out of their homes, no place to go. You know, they don't have, you know, the only thing they have is the shoes on their feet and the clothes on their backs sometimes. You know, when a level 3 evacuation hits, time to go pack your bag. Level 3 evacuation hits, it's go. It's time to go. Yeah, in one of our first years even, we went to a relief effort in Tonasket, Washington. And one of the ladies that we ran into was running around in a one-piece swimsuit. Yeah. And we're like, what's going on? She's like, well, I was floating around in my pool when they ordered the level 3. And I thought I'd had time to run inside and go throw on some clothes, but no, you're leaving right now. And so, but that being said, the one thing that we tell people is to, you know, you don't have to prepare for like a nuclear war or, you know, a zombie apocalypse, but, you know, preparing for a natural disaster is critical for you and your family. There is nothing wrong with preparing for a natural disaster to hit. I mean, look at the poor people in Texas a few winters ago when their power went out. None of them knew what to do. And so many people died needlessly because of their inability to prep for something like that. They never thought it would happen. So preparing for something that even if you think will never happen, you know what? You got a pantry full of food, you just check that off your list. So, and the great thing about freeze drying is that pantry full of food doesn't need the power to keep your freezer going. It doesn't need power to keep your refrigerator going. That pantry full of food is, as long as your freeze-dried food is stored in a cool, dry place in the dark, this stuff will last for a long, long time. So don't be afraid to admit that having a couple rubber totes full of freeze-dried eggs or stew or some of the other things that we're showing isn't going to help you in a situation that you're not sure of. I mean, even the simple fact that, you know, what's going on in the world, I mean, just preparation knows no bounds, is what I'm trying to say. And I hope that message can get through to people correctly. So I really enjoy talking about my philanthropy and the nonprofit that I do. And like I said, I encourage you to check us out, manawildfire.com. And you know, what we typically do with Mana is we'll go into a disaster-ridden community and we'll work with a local business, a church, or a community center to be able to be the place that people can go to pick up little care bags that we provide. Those care bags, you know, it's basic toiletries, toothpaste, toothbrush, soap, shampoo, you know, a comb, socks, you know, coloring book, color crayons for kids, feminine hygiene products, you know, the critical things that, you know, it's not gonna change your role. I'm not giving you a brand new car, but you know, when you're forced out of your home and you're worried about your children, you're worried about their next meal, you're worried about, you know, are we ever going to see our home again? Are we ever going to be able to have, you know, my great grandma's collectibles, or, you know, things that matter to you, things that that is running through your mind in a situation like that. It's nice to have the little things covered, and that's what we try to do. We'll bring water and all kinds of stuff. KHQ News actually did a segment on us a few years ago when we helped out with the I can't think of the name of the fire right now, but it was up in Grand Coulee, just outside of Grand Coulee. When we showed up, and we worked with a company, Just Ford, and Just Ford put out our supplies, and it was the turnout was amazing. I mean, dozens of people that were forced out of their homes showed up to get diapers, wipes, water, t-shirts, you know, things that you know, helped them tremendously. And it was such a great relief effort for the community there that KHQ News actually went down there, interviewed me, interviewed Just, the owner of Just Ford, and you know, simple things like that can change a person's life, you know. And the good thing about working with a local business is, you know, the people 4 or 5 years later, when they you know, are looking for a new car, they're looking for a new vehicle, they're going to remember that, you know, hey, let's go check out Just Ford, or let's go check out that car dealership, or let's go check out that store where we got help, and let's go buy a vehicle from them, because when we were in need, they were there. So let's go support them. And so that's what we love about working with local businesses in these communities with that nonprofit. So, but that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up. We sealed all of our bags. We've verified everything is nicely sealed. What we got 19 bags of eggs out of those 6 trays. This is great. Granted, these are 6-ounce, not 8-ounce bags, but 6 ounces of eggs, that's gonna be a hearty breakfast for you and your family. So I really appreciate you watching, and keep watching us, keep subscribing, keep liking our videos, keep liking our content. Let us help you make your freeze-dried experience a wonderful experience. Again, I'm Michael Taylor. I'm the president of Sunblest Farms, and I thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.